Hi, my name is Carlo, and I'll be talking about 4 fundamental forces of the universe. When we talk about fundamental forces, we are talking about the force of nature in its most basic and absolute form. First of which is gravity. Second is electromagnetism. Third is the strong and then the weak forces. The first two are the most common. You know, gravity explaining why apples fall from trees, or electromagnetism responsible for electricity and all that stuff. Then we go to the weak and strong nuclear forces, making up for the radioactive decay and the binding of nuclei. They interact inside their own range of fundamental particles, each according to their specific fields. Now, fundamental particles are so small that we're not entirely sure to what they look like. We just assume that all fundamental particles of the same group are indistinguishable from each other. This is called quantum field theory, and it helped a lot to create what we know as the Standard Model, which contains all the known fundamental particles. These constants are just as absolute and just as universal. Change any of these constants, and our universe itself would cease to exist. But how does it really work? Why is the universe so finely tuned that it looks like it has a physical working system? Let me split this into 2 parts. First off, let's talk about quantum mechanics. Suppose I have a laser that fires photons through 2 slits. You'd think that the light would split into 2, but actually it has more than 2, creating a combination of bright and dark fringes. This is how quantum mechanics was first discovered. Now, as things get a little bit harder to measure, as things get smaller, hitting infinite small particles is like hitting glass objects with a bullet. It's fragile and it's sensitive. Second is the general theory of relativity. There are field equations which basically states that the universe is flat, and since all matter has mass, which has gravity, it causes the fabric of space-time to curve. These curvatures tell where the matter should go with respect to gravity. When celestial phenomena occur, it creates ripples in the form of gravitational waves. So you have general relativity and quantum mechanics explaining particles that coalesce with waves. Why not put them together? General relativity talks about celestial bodies. The quantum mechanics explains particles of the smallest scale. The math simply explains that putting them together simply won't work. After all, the universe has no obligation to make any sense to you.